Saints have proved plenty wrong in the first 2 weeks, playing with plenty of spirit. Their season off to a fantastic start. They've got a tough road trip today. It's warm conditions up against Freo, who are looking to bounce back. But Matthew Pavlich, what's impressed you about St Kilda?
Well, really, it's what they've been good at for a while. Their pressure, their tackle pressure has been outstanding across the first 2 weeks, and they've made some adjustments to the way they play. They were very much a run-and-gun side last year. They ranked number 1 in mark play on. They were a lot of handball, and they've adjusted that game style to suit what a lot of the better teams are doing, kicking the ball a bit more, playing with a bit more control, but when they have to, really using their speed in the midfield as well.
And Jaron Geary to go in for the toss of the coin. Matt Fyfe to join him there very shortly. I mentioned before that it hasn't been a great record on the road for St Kilda of late. They've proved a few people wrong with the results they've got so far. They'll be looking to turn that record on the road around as well. It'll be a pretty ferocious atmosphere in Fremantle's Purple Haze game, always a big occasion.
Yeah, always a huge game for Fremantle. They have been supporting Starlight for a long time, and the players certainly get behind it, and no doubt the crowd will today as well.
It'll be a good atmosphere out there. Let's get down to Nick Del Santo.
Well, it's a brilliant atmosphere at ground level. I want to quickly have a look at the Saints' forline and how it has changed from 2018 to what we've seen in the first 2 weeks of 2019, because it is significant. There's players that have moved into the midfield. There's players that have moved to the half-back line. There's some players that have left the club. The only players that remain from last year are Membry and Loney. And with this new forward line, they're bringing pressure. And as a result of that, you get the luxury of putting Billings up onto the wing, and Gresham can have more stints to the midfield. If that forward line does not operate and does not put the pressure on, they lose that flexibility. Those players have to go back to the forward line. But after 2 weeks, it's there, and it needs to remain there for at least another 2 hours.
Thanks, Dal. They are setting themselves, the Saints, coming across here to Optus Stadium. Matt Fyfe, plenty being spoken about him during the week, Matthew Pavlich. But he has a great record against St Kilda, particularly of late. A
lot of it talked about him, but he's in great form. 32 possessions and 31 across the first 2 weeks, and averaging about 10 clearances as we see the guitarist going off. Bit of We Were Rocky before the game. How good's this, Jono?
This is great.
Getting the crowd involved and pumping the players up, I'm sure, as well.
They used to play a bit of Prince and Purple Rain to get things just a little bit more upbeat to get the Freo fans firing up. So all is set. Brad Hill certainly enjoying it as we get ready for the bounce at Optus Stadium, the final match of round 3. It is Fremantle and St Kilda, and we are underway, and Rory Lobb will be playing in the ruck today. Fyfe gets a big kick, just volleying it up inside 50. Matera into the side, trying to get busy. The Saints having to defend early. That kick didn't go far enough. Mundy's got to play on from just outside 50. He'll spread quickly, and he'll mark and have a set shot on goal.
Oh, that's the beauty of having David Mundy in your midfield group. Just a smart ball user. It was he, Fyfe and Walters that started in the centre square, providing this shot at a goal early.
It looked like he was enjoying the music as we got ready for bounce there. Brad Hill is enjoying being out there, and he's trying to get Fremantle off to the best possible start, but it's just across the face and a behind.
Bailey, quickly.
Not much breeze to speak of out there, only subtle maybe to the left of screen, so perfect conditions.
Geary, received from Savage. That'll go well.
Most oppositions just giving up that forward pocket for kick-in so they can just control. Fremantle here control where they want St Kilda to exit.
Long ball up the wing. Fighting forward is Parker. Back in WA. Mature age recruit. Certainly making a name for himself through the first couple of weeks of the season. Marshall in there. Walters taken down. Quick kick forward. A bouncing ball. Luke Ryan, well, you're not going to miss him out there today.
Peroxide blonde.
I'm not sure there's any peroxide left in WA.
What has he done? That's courage under Ross Lyon, I'd suggest. They have to get a kick today. There's his first one, wasn't great.
Steele is intercepted for the Saints as they go back inside 50. Bruce got a hand to it, and they're going to get the first goal here, the Saints. Akers is going to streak away and kick the first of the match.
Just the rush kick out from Luke Ryan. We're talking about the Slim Shady type hairstyle he's got rocking. But Not the best ball use on that occasion, under the pump, under some pressure, but then it was just a quick kick in, confused the defence or disrupted the defence pretty quickly. It was Ethan Hughes, should we say, as compared to Luke Ryan, but a quick kick in and then the ball just over the back, and a pretty straightforward goal in the end for the Saints.
It's a damaging combination. It's starting to develop again. It was a couple of years ago in Bruce and Membry, and now they're just starting to play footy again together, and the first couple of weeks have been really strong as a partnership. You could see them, Bruce in the contest, Membry at the front, handball to Akers.
A great start for St Kilda. I want to try and silence the crowd early. Still right there with 5. Desperate he was, knocking it out of the hands of Tucker. Sinclair in there as well. They pile in on top.
But even that from Sinclair, I thought was sensational. To stand up, he was the meat in the sandwich, and he stood up in it to create this stoppage.
Lob hands to it. After at ground level as well. Crash in on it. It was knocked to the side of the pack. Billings is there. Tackled by Collier. It does go Fremantle's way. Langdon will try and release. Matera a long way up the ground. He stabs it in short to Hogan.
Really good lead. Really well read.
Playing his first game in front of his new fans at Optus Stadium. Langdon goes wide. Too wide, in fact, and no bounds on the full.
Jono, we talked pre-game about Gresham playing in the midfield for the Saints, how much that's increased. He's run out of play here. It'll be a forward 50 throw-in. It looks like Michael Walters, who's a very similar player, that small forward, is playing up in the midfield, as this one from Savage looks like he's played on out of bounds. Went right on it there from the umpire, but those two on each other in the first few centre square bounces.
It's going to be a big matchup throughout the day. Michael Walters has to be restricted, especially in this situation here.
Ball hit down. Collier after it. Saints trying to clear it. Billings is able to get it out of the pack. There's Ryan fisting it down. Hughes had a little fumble. Going after it again. Sinclair in strong. Ryan trying to get it through to Mundy. That was knocked down. Demand on the boot. Banfield harassing Geary. Geary taking possession. He played it pretty well in the end. Nunes. Now Loney. And Brown will go up the wing, but he's split between two Saints. Demand. He couldn't take the mark, but he'll continue to go. Hill. Pressure red hot in the early stages. Nunes tackled strongly. Didn't get into his back. Dockers will reload. Hill with a high ball in. Hogan tapping it down there. McKenzie didn't get rid of it initially. Awkward looking tackle from Hogan.
It was very well played, perhaps. The fact that he just held his hands up, knew that McKenzie was going to stay low, so didn't get the free kick against, and then was able to wrap him up.
Deep into attacking territory for Fremantle. And that is fashioned well by Langdon to get a kick under some heavy pressure. It's knocked away into the post, so behind to the Dockers.
Josh Battle's another one for St Kilda, number 26, that has done very well. He's had to change his role. Was a forward. Now he's playing as one of the key defenders for St Kilda, and he's stood up really well the first couple of weeks.
Great release by Savage. And Marshall.
That's his greatest strength, Marshall. He's not the tallest ruckman or biggest ruckman. He's athletic. He got across the outer side then so well.
In the hands of Geary. He's going to have to load up long down the line. Big pack there. Fife was sandwiched in the middle of it. Akers was waiting to receive. And now they'll run. Sinclair will loop it over the top. Ross, he'll turn back inboard. He's looking for support. He'll set it long to the square. It's just away from Bruce. Only a few inches away from taking that mark, and it would have been a certain goal from the square.
Yeah, he's got to go back with the commitment there and just take the mark. I think he was thinking it might have been going through for a goal, but when you're unsure, attack it, take the mark, and seal it for your team.
And Demand into the side this week for the Dockers, goes wide for Langdon. Saints by 5 in the early stages. Here's Rory Lobb.
Jesse Hogan one-on-one ahead with Brown. Just a player dropping back in the space, meaning they'll have to switch the ball.
Which they do now to Hamling. They worked hard. McCarthy's free on the wing, and he's been spotted. Cam McCarthy, who played so well against the Kangaroos here a couple of weeks ago. That kick's it hung in the air a little too long for Tabata. It's knocked down the throat of Mundy. Chips in looking for Tucker. Well done, Geary, to get across, but he didn't hang on to it. Fremantle still a chance. Fife after it. The help arrives. Webster, Steele, still not cleared. Dunstan gives it back up. Tucker, McCarthy, Mundy. It's really tough to get a clean possession away.
The umpires let it go then for a little bit as well. Looked like Geary was going to win a free kick to start with. Then here with Tucker coming back, Mark not paid, and then Nat Fyfe also was taken high.
Now something clean for Fremantle, and it opens up for Michael Walters. Freo get their first on the board.
Oh, the one player you don't want if you're a St Kilda player to get on the end of it on that loop on his left was Michael Walters, and that's exactly what happened from the forward 50 stoppage. There was enough space at the back. Fremantle, Nathan Fyfe cleared a bit of space as he went through there. McCarthy, the quick hand pass, and then the loop onto the left. Bit of work from Hogan in the goal square to make sure it goes through, but there you can see there, just a block, and then Dunstan lets him out, and it's a goal. It's good forward craft play, isn't it? Just knowing where the ball's going to go, the space with 2 or 3 midfielders moving one way, having at least one player move the other, creates the opportunity. 5th
goal of the season for Michael Walters, and out of the middle. Fyfe was looking to burst, and we'll have Steele for company all afternoon. Billings, Nunes, Webster. He just went a little too short. Win it back, Fremantle, after the poor kick and the slip. Here's Walters opening things up. And this is the trademark that Freo really set in the first week of the season. A quick ball movement. They go high. Hogan from the side. Couldn't take it. Banfield bouncing off. He threw it away. And it'll be a free kick to the Saints.
The entry in from Ethan Hughes was the right option, just poorly executed, just a bit too high and long, but
Jesse Hogan always jumps off two feet. Doesn't get to that spot to launch, you know, effectively.
It was like he was looking for his left foot to launch off.
Yeah.
He actually should have launched with his right, which can be somewhat challenging at times, but
Billings, long, Clark, keep it alive, did well. Billings again, awkward kick for Marshall, taken well by Kent, cross to Clark, and then across the ground with a set of square to Nunes. Now they want to go quickly. It's a one-on-one. Membry fighting hard against Pearce. Pearce with a good spoil. Fremantle with some numbers just to try and work it out in defence. They muck around with it a little. Fyfe in to try and help. Chera back there. He was wrapped up. Good pressure, St Kilda. Gresham, you can't give him an inch because he'll really punish you. Jade Gresham to the line, no. Just fell in short.
Building the pressure, though. That's their motto. They touched the sign on the way out to Saints, and they're able to do it on that occasion.
Now some slingshot footy from Fremantle. They'll waste no time, and they'll almost take it the length of the ground, but the kick by McCarthy is a shocker.
that's what Freo did so well in round one, that from defensive 50, that transition to inside 50, they are out everywhere on that occasion. Just the poor kick from McCarthy, but you're right about the Saints' pressure. Unbelievable in that forward half.
Able to knock it down. Tucker back for Ryan. And they'll try and switch things up again.
Maybe he wants some Brownlow votes, Ryan. That's why.
Did you ever go the tips, Jono? I reckon you did.
One international rules trip, maybe.
Kicked out wide to Fyfe.
No Brownlow votes there.
And it was the other side of the world.
You mentioned it was a Slim Shady look. M&M did play here not all that long ago.
Very good.
Long ball by Collier up the wing and ball fisted away by Taberner.
How was that concept?
I could not tell you. Could not tell you at all.
There's vomit on his sweater, mum spaghetti. Is that how it goes?
They did actually sell mum spaghetti here at the arena.
There you go.
Optus Stadium.
There
I
you
didn't
go.
know that.
Speaks from someone, sounds like someone went.
Back to the footy, and it's the Dockers by a point.
Not 15,
Lob Conker.
on.
His kick didn't go far. Taberner was wrestling. He did well to trap it by foot. Clark, looping handball. Parker under pressure. Great tackle by Ryan, brought him down. Walters will pump it in. High ball looking for those tall targets. Two Saints spoil each other. Brayshaw had his head over it while Collier shanked it completely the wrong way. And it's play on. Kent will kick long. Wide out to the wing, and Membry presenting it. Really strong grab from Tim Membry.
His work rate is underrated. Early saw him up on the wing and he took off. The ball didn't go in that well to him, but Alex Pearce was struggling to keep up to him, and he's some sort of athlete.
Dunstan along. Marshall almost could have taken the mark. Ryan, Hughes. A few players out there struggling to make good contact. Kicking the footy. Chera, that was touched off the boot. Hamling in there. Desperation from Dunstan. He wasn't able to tunnel-ball it out the back, and he's going to be in trouble here. Hatching it in the end. Free kick to Fremantle.
I thought with Duman coming in there that it might have been called a ball up, but umpire didn't see it that way.
Walters wanting to go quickly. Tough one to get under. Big pack up. Hogan was there. And Lobb going crashing back into him. The two recruits for Fremantle almost spoiling each other.
A lot of the talk from the game out of Fremantle last week against the Gold Coast was the lack of connection from the back half to the forward half. It doesn't seem as though they've found their mojo yet with that yet, Jono?
Yeah, you're spot on, and watching them closely, it was then restricting the opposition. It was Jared Harbrow last week, you know, doing that for Gold Coast. So if St Kilda can get that run off half back today, they're going to be very, very dangerous.
A clean pick up by Fife, but not able to find a teammate.
A new role for Reece Conquer as well. We're used to him being across the half-back flank. He's going to go to Seb Ross for the game.
Thanks, Dal. Ball long from Dunstan to half forward. Chera will retrieve it. Another poor kick, but might work okay. There is Conquer. Back for Taberner. Just wanted to get it on the boot. And there's a holding free kick. It will go Fremantle's way, and they'll take the advantage. And it's the speedster in Brad Hill looking to set them up. He pulls it back towards Matera. Couldn't hang on. Kept his feet. Now Brayshaw wants an option. Looking for Hogan. Had to spoil in the end. Keeps it alive for the Dockers. Langdon in there scrambling. Well done by the Saints defence to hold it up. And it would be a ball up Wilkie.
He's working extremely hard, Jesse Hogan. He's been stiff a couple of times. Far side before, ball went out in the full when he was all by himself from Kevin McCarthy. That instance there, Hill needed to chip it over the top.
Doing the ruck work there, Hogan. Fife taken down. Caught in the steel trap and holding the ball.
It's going to be a good battle all afternoon. Jack Steele had a really good start to the season. Nathan Fife been enormous against St Kilda in the past.
Leading tackler in the AFL, Jack Steele. Tough man to get past. And that'll be a key matchup.
Got a switch on here, the Saints, but haven't seen it.
Hold Ethan! Thanks, Ethan, that's it!
They're trying to call for it, Pav.
Yeah, they've got
Three players wide, but
Play on!
not going to go there.
Long, high ball. Big leap there was by Parker. Unrealistic attempt in the end, so a free kick taken by Fremantle. The advantage was there, but it wasn't executed by Wilson. As we get another look at
There's the early leap. Unrealistic attempt. Fremantle have had 10 inside 50s, and they just haven't been able to connect yet, and they've missed a couple of targets on that outer wing as well, so not hurting them too much as yet, but you always want to take your opportunities early in the game to feel good about yourself and the team and connect inside 50.
The Saints came across to Optus Stadium here last season. Round 8, played Fremantle, lost by 30 points. Went down narrowly as well to the Eagles here at this venue. And it is a new look St Kilda in 2019. Taking it right up to the Dockers in this first quarter. High ball in. Ryan with the spoil. Out the back. Parker after it. Kept it alive. Langdon back into a bit of traffic. Wilson just wanted to try and clear it. Didn't make great purchase, but it worked out okay for Matera. Mundy then couldn't hang on. Ross was in there for a minute. Matera, Banfield. He heard the voice of Fife. It was great work to get it out wide to him. And now Hogan's got the footy.
He's looked sharp off the lead, Jono. Jesse Hogan, really sharp. Bit of leading towards the goals and then coming back up the ball.
And then short to Collier. The former Bomber.
Here he is again. So Nathan Brown's holding right back for St Kilda, looking to intercept a longer ball coming in, and then poor kick again by Freo, turning it over in this part of the ground on a regular basis. But that's due to St Kilda's setup as well. I think they're just allowing Freo's numbers to come up and then just holding their position so defensively they can turn over.
Now the Saints turn to try and take the long way round. It's with Loney. Go Taken short to Dunstan, and good enough pressure there from Chera to knock the ball loose, and it might open up for a score for the Dockers. McCarthy loves to work the tight angles. And that one right across the face. In fact, we'll roll out of play.
And just the Adam Chera spoil. It's so important to stop those little hit-ups. Just enough to get that one in. That's to stop the exit. The ball's turned over in your forward half, and you get a chance to score, or, in this example, an inside 50 forward stoppage.
Hogan with strength in the ruck. Socket off the ground by Nunes. Straight into the lap of Tabiner, who'll set up Mundy. A tough kick from here, right on the 50 at the boundary.
He's got the distance, David Mundy. No problem with that, Pav. Just whether he decides to have a crack from here or set it up to a dangerous spot.
Probably right on his distance, that 50, 53 or 54 metres.
He's just going to set it up instead. He's hoping for Hogan. Akers flashed across. Billings back there, and battle forced out of play.
So it's another forward 50 stoppage. Michael Walters was the one that ended up. Jesse Hogan's going to be on the ruck. Let's see some of the midfielders. Fife, Mundy. There's a block coming from Brayshaw.
Marshall down. Nice ruck work, Fife. Great pressure there on Billings. It is cleared away by Steele, but it's going to come back in. The Dockers had numbers lined up there across their half-forward line, and the defender in Hamling's got the footy. He sent it wide to Wilson.
All the Saints players back. They've done really well at defending the leading lanes and clogging it up.
Wilson's just going to send it long. Again, chasing a tall target down there. Marshall hands to it. Matera waiting down front and centre. No room to move.
Hopefully it's a setup from St Kilda to restrict and then run as the game progresses over the next couple of quarters. And perfect first quarter so far, away from home. Opposition slow start, but at some stage you've got to release it, reset your forward structure so the ball just doesn't keep coming in.
Gresham's long kick. Membry hands to it. That's back up to him as well. That'll be a good battle between he and Pearce. Pearce wins there. Got across to Conqueror. That was knocked away. Kent almost dragged down through the middle of the ground. Gresham trying to control it. Langdon there. Hamling scrambling. Now Lobb. Demand and Langdon. And Fremantle might escape. Just checks the kick in short. Fife was waiting for it. Steele right there with him again. And he is not giving him an inch.
Oh, Fife's had 5 disposals, but geez, he's going really well.
We've heard about Watermelon Boy. Well, there's the Cucumber Kid. Just enjoying a day at the footy.
Yes. Healthy options here at Optus Stadium.
Enjoying it. And enjoying
very good
the game as well. Down. Walters went past it. Ross sent it up to half forward.
I've never seen that before.
Out of play.
No.
Well, the inside 50 count currently stands 13 to the Dockers and 5 for the Saints. It's because their forwards from the Saints are pushing so far up the ground. You talk about those repeat entries, maybe pushing back a little bit too much to help. They've got no release on the way out.
Mundy clears it up the wing. Wrestling was Hogan. Collier following up and doing it himself. Just poking it so he could get some space. Walters, Mundy working along the boundary line. And now the aggressive kick comes through the middle of the ground. Hughes takes the mark and he wants to go. He's got men on it half forward. He kicks in hope a little and he's just overcooked it too much. But the mark was spilt. There's going to be a Fremantle free kick because the mark was dropped and the Saints player slid into the legs of his Fremantle opponent.
Just chasing the ball after the mark. We saw a couple so far in this round. Pav, there might be an adjustment at some stage.
Chera chips it in and Brad Hill just standing in a pocket of space. No one there for company, and he'll have the set shot.
I'm with you, Jono. There's a number of examples this round about the contact below the leg. Let's have a look at his Billings.
So
that one's probably on the borderline.
Still going forward after dropping the mark, and Chera over in the ball.
Hill could have kicked the first goal of the game. He makes no mistake this time.
Well, they almost didn't get what they absolutely should have got. Fremantle, Ethan Hughes kick. Here's his free kick.
There it is. So
he's dive forward. Look, that one's on the borderline. We've seen a number of them across the round so far, but Freo were out. The kick from Ethan Hughes just needed to hit one of the 3 or 4 players out. But look at this kick. There's a big pocket of space.
Great kick.
Really good kick from Chera. He is a talented young player, and Brad Hill gets his second chance, nails it.
The difference between, I think the one we're talking about was last night with Cripps and Phillips from Collingwood. Cripps searched for it. Chera didn't search for that contact.
Yes, that's right.
So just under 4 minutes to go till quarter time. It has been a real arm wrestle in this first term. Steele will get it away to Billings. It's the side of his boot. Loney had to wait for it. Chera, excellent with the spoil. Langdon got there first. Too quick for Wilkie. Lob, Conker, Wilson. He tried the hot shoe shuffle, but he had nowhere to go. Sinclair had him. And now Hill, cleverly, to Chera. And they generate the run, but the fumble will hold them up. Still alive, Fife. Chera. The Saints have some numbers. It'll open up through the middle of the ground. Nunes to Dunstan, about to be run down. He got the kick away. High one, and Bruce, he had front position. Pierce back there to help, and he slides his way over the boundary line. And it'll be a boundary throw-in.
I've talked about it already, but St Kilda's pressure that occasion. Sinclair on the other side. Fantastic tackle to stick. Nathan Wilson trying to get out. Really important.
On from behind in the ruck there, up against Akers. Fife, got it to Conker. Unable to clear it. Dunstan over the top. Nunes flung a handball back. Tucker will take it away. Fife, Ryan. Just as he got rid of it, it was touched off the boot. It was under heavy pressure. Hogan with strength, and he wants to keep it going. Matera on the burst, off the outside of the boot. McCarthy streaking back. Great transition by the Dockers.
If you can run through the points, change your direction to the goals and just dribble it in.
Well, maybe he was a bit disoriented, a bit like Josh Bruce up the other end. But
didn't want to do a Malcolm Blight back in the day.
You thought he might have just been able to waltz straight in, but he's been so accurate in the early part of this season, Cam McCarthy. Very good from this angle as well.
5 goals against the Kangaroos here in round 1. His confidence is up as he bangs one through this afternoon, and the Dockers get a handy goal late in this quarter.
Last few minutes have been very positive from Fremantle. They've got that fluency in the way they want to play off half back. Hogan involved once again, and Matera just wrapping around the back.
Here's an example, Jono, of that transition from the D50 to inside 50. Ranked 6th in the competition so far this year. Hasn't been a strength for a number of years for Fremantle, but right on top early. Cam McCarthy probably could have run in, but took the set shot. He knew what he was doing, Jono.
You know what he was doing? He's looking after his teammates, taking the 30 seconds so they could have a little bit of a spell as well.
The Dockers out to a 13-point lead in this opening quarter. To go in the ruck. Ball bounce there. You can hear the groans of the umpire.
He knew even before he let it go, I think, than the ump.
Quickly throws it up. And Fremantle will get it out of the middle. Walters with the clearance work, and he sends it long. Brown crashed it, knocked it down. Brayshaw there first, left it behind. Geary, Billings, back to Geary. What a defence. No one really there for the Saints. The Dockers are asking the question, and they get the answer they wanted.
2 small forwards for Fremantle today, Andy Brayshaw and Brad Hill. Different mix. Been involved a bit early.
Demand pumps it long. Lobb was trying to back. Hogan at ground level. McCarthy busy. Tabata in there. It's a wealth of tall targets down there for the Dockers.
But they've all got a high level of athleticism, those tall, so they can move. They've got great agility in the contest. You saw that from both Hogan and McCarthy on that occasion.
Saints will want to defend strongly here. Off-hands it, ricochets around. Collie was trying to rip it out of McCarthy's hands. Almost would have been away on goal had he let it go.
Michael Walters free here.
Up again. Marshall straight down the throat of Geary. Touched off the boot. Fisted by Hamling. Langdon back to Hamling. Quickly back inside 50. There's been a target. It bounced off the head of a couple there.
Double Falcon.
Billings. Back up the wing. Hamling underneath it, and he'll juggle a nice mark. Strong defender. He and Alex Pearce making a good combination in defence for Fremantle. Here's Ryan. Touched off the boot. Fremantle still able to control it. Hill just caresses it out wide to Chera.
So there's Brad Hill. He's playing half-back, or looks that way, but he is really a high half-forward.
High ball in, Tabiner is looking to lead. Rookie back there, Dunstan tackled, Brayshaw pressuring, and the ball's out of play.
And it looks as though he may even form a wing position now with Trav Collier heading to the forward line. So a few flips or transitions going on for the Saints midfielders to take care of.
Docker's dominating the inside 50s in this term. Can they snatch another late goal? Brown, Gresham being forced right back. Ross will clear it. A high ball out of defence. Akers knocked down. Jaman quickly back in. Five!
Good work from Jaman. He could have tried to laugh a handball, but just decided that quick kick in. Hopefully one of my forwards is in front, and he hits the skipper on the chest.
Big opportunity here for the Dockers. Nat Fyfe. A few headlines spoken about him during the week, about the defensive side of his game. Well, it's the offense that the Fremantle fans care about. That one is across the face. He can't take full advantage there. But that is the end. A pretty gritty opening quarter. The Saints gave good early, and the Dockers hit back on their home turf. And it's Fremantle letting it by 13 points at the first change.
On the run.
It'll be a hotly debated issue through the week. We're underway in the second quarter. Fremantle and St Kilda, the final game of round 3. Scrappy footy to be won. Fyfe came up with it. Tucker set it wide. Hill had a fumble. Allowed Billings back into it. Almost high there on Webster. Billings. Now Steele. Changed direction, just tumbles the ball up to half forward. Walters will get back to control it. And struggling with his footing there was Membry, and Freo will get forced all the way back to Pearce.
Started well. Michael Walters had the 10 disposals, had the 7 kicks, and he's hit a target on every occasion.
Yeah, so is this young man here. I think he's been quiet the first couple of weeks. You rolled down back, Tab, but
yeah.
Adam Chera, 8 disposals now in the game.
Yeah, he's played down. He played a little bit down back last year. Played his best game, I think, against the Crows last year as a half-back flankers. That one goes out in the full, but been really impressive so far today.
Brown just send it long back to half forward. Bruce jumping from the side. A couple of players had hands on it. Banfield couldn't get an effective handball away. Conker being wrapped up by a couple, and it'll be balled up.
And his role's different today, as Nick Dal Santo pointed out. He's been primarily across the half-back line. No Stephen Hill, Connor Blakely still for this Fremantle side, but in the midfield today, Reece Conker.
First goal in this term, critical either way. Tucker. Trying to find its way through to Tabiner. Walters is charging forward. Matera spots that. He sends it long. Walters doubled back. He just couldn't hang on to it. It was a tough one to take down low. Savage. Webster, too wide.
Second one in that exact spot. There's been 4 or 5 out in the fulls so far in this game. Maybe teams start using the corridor. You know, chance of kicking on the full then, Pat.
Spot on.
Great conditions for footy, albeit a little warm this afternoon. High ball by Conker. Rory Lobb was the only one that went up in the end.
Just set up a little bit, that kick.
That's his best go, though, isn't it? Coming in from the side, using that arc, the run and jump. So athletic. In a wrestle, move Rory Lobb, but that's his go.
A former Giant. He's got a big family here in WA. Enjoying being back in the West. And looking to make an impact here at the start of the second quarter. That's a delightful strike for the new Docker.
There's an interesting strategy to rest or manage Sean Darcy this week, but you can see there, just he arcs in on this one, Rory Lobb. Marshall just gets lost in the trajectory of the ball and allows Lobb to launch at it and really just take an uncontested mark inside 50 in the end. So disappointing, but he'd be happy with that playing in the ruck today.
Rory Lobb said when he came across to Fremantle he wanted to play predominantly as a forward. He's certainly shouldering the ruck duties this afternoon. 6 marks inside 50 to 0. Dockers dominating in that category.
Oh, good
big contest there it was between Gresham and Langdon. Neither took a backward step. And here's McKenzie to Webster. Saints need to generate something going forward. That's too wide.
Yeah, it was technically brilliant, both players.
And unconditional,
the last
wasn't
big
it?
contest we saw, they turned their bodies and protected themselves and tried to win the ball at the same time.
Great attack on the footy from both players. Unconditional effort. Look
There
at
it is, look at that. Side on.
Great stuff.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
Crashing into each other. You see the desperation out there. Here's Walters working it back inside. He's been busy. And he's going to open it up as well. It's an aggressive kick through the centre square, and there's Cherry getting involved again. He's got Ryan in support behind him. He's trying to direct the traffic, staying composed, sending it up towards Hughes, who couldn't mark it. Savage went without it. Sinclair back to fight it, but it was a throw.
Through the legs, a throw through the legs.
He scooped it up, and it will be 50 as well, and that is going to be a heavy penalty to pay. Give up the free kick on the wing. He's trying to pull out all the tricks there. Sinclair didn't really get a handball on it.
Well, you could see he was making the effort to handle, but just unfortunately scooped it up. And then the ball wasn't given straight back to Ethan Hughes, so an opportunity for Freo to go further ahead.
There's a big penalty to pay. A free kick on the wing. And the 50 results in a shot on goal, and Ethan Hughes punishes them.
Two clear mistakes by St Kilda. One was out in the full, which resulted in Rory Lobb kicking his goal, and that one there to Hughes, because throw was paid here, which is more of a fumble in some ways, but then wasn't given back to Fremantle. So 50 metres was paid, and Hughes puts it straight through. He looked nervous in the lead up to this, Pav, but he steadied the nerves and put it through.
Just the third goal of Ethan Hughes' career, and you can see now the dominance that Fremantle are having.
Well, it's 23 inside 50s to 6, so right on top, and they're just dominant around the middle of the ground.
Now out by 25. Walters busy in the middle again. He'll get a free kick here. Advantage taken by Fife. The quick entry. Hogan looking to launch, but Taberner stood tall in front.
Even on that occasion, Jesse Hogan sort of mistimed his run and jump at the ball, but allowed Taberner nonetheless to take the mark. Been pretty good across the first 2 weeks. Hasn't set the world on fire just yet, Taberner, but it's a good contested mark.
15 seconds.
Kicked a couple last weekend against the Gold Coast Suns. Just inside 50, shanks that really badly. In fact, he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Bailey, back to the 9, please.
Shake of the head.
Well, just the 6 inside 50s for the Saints so far. Might be an opportunity for Josh Bruce to push up, have a turn in the ruck. He's yet to touch the football.
He almost got it there, Bruce. Unable to reel in the big mark. We know certainly capable of that, as he showed last week.
Been really good from the stoppages so far. Freo have kicked 3 goals, 3 out of their 5 goals from stoppages. So normally it comes from, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, comes from turnovers. They've kicked 2 from the turnovers, but really strong around the ball so far.
That had been a strength of St Kilda's coming into the match. They're scoring from stoppages in their forward half. And now a free kick will go the way of Clark. Steele to step around, and not a bad kick up to Dean Kent. Just controlled it nicely in the end, but he tried to take them on. He was half tackled by Walters. Still alive for the Saints. Walters trying to get it away, did to Ryan. And now the Dockers can run. Next link in the chain is Langdon, who got it from Mundy. Banfield will keep it moving. Langdon full of run. Hogan now in some space. Fremantle building. Long kick in towards McCarthy over the back. Taberner, he'll just help himself and dribble through the goal.
Oh, it's another mistake from the Saints. The slip from Dean Kent on about the 15-metre line. A chance to go in. Michael Walters did a great job to end up getting this ball at a quick kick, and then it was just Chinese checkers using the outnumber, Handball over the top, run from behind. Jesse Hogan ended up out. This one, he was hoping someone to come at him, but he saw McCarthy in a one-on-one, and then it was out the back for Taberner to dribble through. And it's another example of Freo's ability, their transformation really so far this year, to be so much more slick and quick with their ball movement from transitioning from deep 50 to inside 50.
Fremantle out now by 31. Another poor bounce in the middle. So a few of those this afternoon. So we're thrown up this time. Marshall in the ruck, got it down. Clark stood up, back to Marshall. And he just goes with the barrel. The big torp inside 50. That's a way to gain some territory. Gresham trying to get it back to Akers. Walters taken high.
That's Walters out of the middle of the ground, though, working back hard to assist his defence. They're under pressure then. High ball in. Representation at ground level from St Kilda.
See the replay there, certainly over the shoulder. Walters now up to 14 disposals. Leading player on the ground in terms of possessions.
And really working hard defensively, John. I remember midfield coaches talking about breaking the square. Well, he broke the 50 on that occasion defensively. So great work, great both ways.
Ryan with the release kick to Langdon. He was just short of McCarthy. He did well on the half volley. Langdon left it behind. McCarthy sitting down on the job. Away go the Saints. Membry looking for an option. High ball inside 50, and Bruce, he's got his hands on it now. Big kick this for the Saints. They desperately need a goal.
Just had really good position. Here's his handball as McCarthy. A few players have slipped over today on that outer side, but made really good position. Did Bruce, and Luke Ryan just didn't go with him on that occasion. If your man flies, you fly, but well done by Josh Bruce.
Josh Bruce, a couple of goals last week. And quite so far today, this is his first kick of the match, and it's a good one. A goal the Saints desperately needed.
He's trying to get his teammates going. There's obviously a fair bit of talk around at quarter time from the captain and then the coach. And it's good to see a key forward take a big, strong mark. It's only their 8th inside 50, the Saints, but he's fired up.
I like that as well, Pav. He's kicked the goal and gone straight to his teammates just to try and motivate them. Let's get that next centre bounce. Let's get it coming forward again. Put it back in my area. I really like that from Josh Bruce.
Yeah, that type of energy the Saints need. Bring others into the game.
He's back to 25. Saints doing well in the clearances so far. Fife there with Steele. Walters will get this one out. And he goes short to Langdon.
He's on fire, Walters.
He's having a big afternoon. And Fremantle got space. Another little drop mark and a fumble from Hill. He had a heap of time to recover. Scooting across the ground and kick long in towards Hogan. He had 3 to go up against. Tough to mark it in that situation. Ball out of play to be thrown in.
It is, but he's not being outmarked, and that's the thing. He's creating that contest. And he's in the first quarter, he did it a few times as well, where he's not outmarked. At least they get a repeat stoppage now inside forward 50.
Freo with 65 more disposals in St Kilda so far in this one. Really controlling the footy, and that one will be intercepted by Ryan.
Yeah, most of it's on the outside as well. They're plus 12 with contested possession, but basically means they've had 50 more on the outside, Freo.
High bomb in, looking for a marking target, but it's Brown who takes a really good defensive mark.
Stay right out, guys. Play on.
Amongst 3 of Fremantle's tall targets. He's able to stand up, long ball out. Fremantle have the numbers here. Ryan, demand, cleverly went underground. Hamling, Brayshaw, evasive, now wrapped up, tackled by Ross. Goes back in underneath him, and it'll be a ball up.
Lucky not to be paid holding the ball there, Andy Brayshaw. Seb Ross applied 2 really strong tackles. Wasn't rewarded.
Marshall controlling it down. Hill didn't have possession. Mundy will take it over.
Thanks, Matt. Ron.
Cross line. Casual watching on. Alan Richardson certainly will be hoping his side can get a couple in a row. to get themselves right back into it. Marshall over the back. Set forward by Ross. Demand slipped over. He was holding on as he was going to ground, so it'll be a free kick. Here's Gresham. Penetrating kick. Long ball in, looking for Bruce Pearce. Effective spoil. Chera, clean hands as that ball was bouncing away from him. It's wide to the wing. One-on-one here, and Brown wins the day. He got it away from Hogan. Geary pokes it in short. Now Brown's still down just off the play here. We'll get a look at that again in a second as Billings sends a high ball in. Walters looking to leap, but Gresham weighted down. He'll streak away. He's crafty around the goals, Jay Gresham.
Well, he hasn't seen much of the ball, Jay Gresham, but had two important touches. One, the inside 50, and then the front square goal. Nathan Brown goes off. Let's see, was it in the contest here? I think it may have been. He ended up okay, but and as that ball went forward, and Gresham crumbed a great goal and kicked it, Nathan Brown stayed on the ground, looked a bit groggy, so probably down in the hands of the doctors right now.
Looked like that first contact, Jesse Hogan's shoulder goes into the head there of Brown.
Yeah, Hogan just trying to clear the way, really, wasn't it? Just
Both
trying to.
Players were sort of coming in to bump each other on the ball.
Yeah, nothing in that.
Conker off the deck, squirts wide. Billings slipped, was able to keep it moving. Parker quickly on the boot, races on. Sinclair will be quick. Jermaine was able to cut across.
I say nothing in that. He's obviously injured and sore, Nathan Brown. I'm not saying that he's obviously being tested by the doctors. Concussion's a huge issue in the game that they're going to make sure he's okay, but there was no real intent to hurt there from Hogan.
Lob. Yeah, actually went onto the back there of Marshall. Fife, Mundy, Conker able to get it away. Fife left it behind. Sinclair tackle high.
St Kilda. No, you got him around the head, mate. You did.
Explanation there to Nat Fife, pretty clear.
Line.
That ball is stuck in towards Bruce. Handling just enough to disrupt it, then lays the tackle. Langdon, he's been busy this afternoon. And shoveled up towards Billings, who couldn't hang on. Tucker was able to get it out. Fife, Matera, missed Mundy. Ryan trying to mop it up. His kick off the side of the boot. Bounce here for Collier, and Webster. Boundary line wins out.
Talked about the clearance dominance. The stats came up a little earlier. Saints are definitely on top, having +5 in that area, but it's the score that Fremantle have been able to create, kicking those 3 goals, which really is the difference around the middle of the ground.
Good positioning in the ruck from Lobb. Able to win it away. Poked forward by McCarthy. Intelligently done. Pressure here for Battle. Sliding in. Webster back through the traffic. He's able to get it away. Wilkie's kick in short of Parker. Couldn't take it. Mundy. Now Langdon. He's looking to load up. Sends it into the pocket. Oh, Geary going for a huge leap. Unable to hang on. Got a fair sit. Webster's kick out wide. And Parker's
He must have
got
touched it, Pav.
He must have, yeah.
Jaron Geary we're talking about, the big fly. And he must have got a fingernail onto it. Otherwise, it's unrealistic, that attempt.
And there's a big fly from Bruce. They're all going for a bit of hang time at the moment. Langdon after it. And on by Billings. Kent in there scrapping for it. There's a bit going on. Let's have a look at Jaron Geary's effort again.
Oh, yeah. That was a good jump. Yeah, play on from that.
Here's another leap.
Play on from that as well, Pav. Let's just keep it there. Let the players jump.
Keep encouraging them to fly.
Definitely, Paps.
We've seen some big marks already this season. And the Saints. There we go, Marshall. Launch it up to half forward. Bruce slipped over. Hamling lost it. Loney was waiting to receive. He's going to try and hook it. Kick dangerously back into the pocket. And Hughes, a strong spoil away, coming across to help.
Seen a number of players slip over today, Brad Johnson. I mean, we were out there pre-game. It was, you could not get better conditions for a day of football in April, but in the shaded areas, the grass was a little slippery. It might maybe watered it early, but
been saying for a couple of years, Pav, the boots.
Yep.
Go the Saints. Sinclair trying to slip a handball through. Langdon's kick will only go as far as Gresham.
Just the plastic underneath.
He wants to go to try and get as much on it as he can, Gresham. It's going long, and Membry right on the goal line with a safe set of hands and a big contested mark.
So he's been told here he's marked it outside, so he's going to have to go around the angle. I just thought the little dribble kick as he was about to cross the line.
Yes.
That's right.
It was a little unfair. Had his foot been just half a step forward, he'd be shooting from straight in front. As it happens, it doesn't matter. And the Saints, they creep closer again.
It's like the forward group had a chat at quarter time. If we kick a goal, we are going to try and drum up some energy. Bruce, earlier on after he's kicked his goal, he got to his teammates, and same with Membry then with his celebration. He got him behind Pearce on this occasion. Ryan couldn't get back in time. It's a great camera angle there just to see Membry's movement to take this mark. And the umpire was spot on, just outside the square.
St Kilda have come roaring back into this one. The lead reduced to just 13 points, which is what it was at the half. They've certainly lifted the Saints. Bruce was the man that started it with a goal earlier on. Fife's now trying to lift his side with a big clearance out of the middle, but Battle can intercept in defence. Ross. Gresham, another slip. A lot of players struggling to keep their feet. Wilkie stabbed it in. Here's Kent. Back for Battle, who pushed on. He was the one that intercepted the mark in defence to start this chain. He goes wide to Savage. Controlled possession here by the Saints. Nunes left a little short of Ross, and his handball didn't quite get to Savage. Walters working hard, taken out of it, no free kick. Savage, Ross with the quick turn. They'll be able to generate an inside 50 here, the Saints. Ross with a run and a bounce. He'll drive it long in towards the pocket. Pearce, best position. He did ever so well to get a handball wide. Hamley will want the boundary line. He finds it. Got a look at that incident with Michael Walters a second ago.
Yeah, it was across the shoulder, up around that neck area. So free kick should have been paid then to Michael Walters.
Doesn't get too many of them, Michael Walters. Ball thrown in. Bruce is after it. And Steele will snap it quickly, but it wasn't on target.
Well, the Saints starting to get their hands on the football a little bit more in the last 5 minutes. They've got momentum. They're still getting smashed in the inside 50 differential, but an opportunity for them to now have ground position. Can they lock it in like the Dockers did for the majority of the first quarter?
High ball in towards Brayshaw, who was set at task. Battle intercepts. Great work on the mark by Walters. He's involved in everything. And the counter-attack could really hurt here. Jesse Hogan, no options inside 50. Has to try and hold it up. He wants to go. He's run himself into trouble. He got a handball away. St Kilda get back. Savage had the head down. Webster can mop it up, and he wants to go long. Now it's the Saints' turn in a bit of space. Loney will turn and go. Bruce saw it go over his head. Wilson overcommitted. Sinclair couldn't get it back to him. Good bump by Conker. Bruce back in there to win it again. It's locked up. Spills out. And the Saints win it. Loney up to half forward. And it's going wide. A little shove there on Hughes. But it will be a boundary throw-in.
Well, there's plenty going on there, perhaps, and it goes all the way back to the Battle mark. And did Michael Walters creep the mark to smother? And he got away with that. And they went down, then Jesse Hogan slipping over, and then St Kilda were able to clean things up. So it's game on.
There's Walters involved again. Tumbling kick up to meet it, Taberner. Chested it forward. Banfield scrapping after it. Webster over the top of it. And it will be a ball up.
The chase from Joyce was amazing. It was a huge chase to get Jesse Hogan. Sorry, Dow.
You touch on Michael Walters. What a half he's had so far. He's up to 16 disposals, going at 100% efficiency. He had 8 disposals last week and minimal impact. He's really bounced back this week.
Loves quick kick forward off a couple of hands. And the back here too, McKenzie. Long up the wing. And Wilson goes for a ride. Only at ground level. This is where the Saints are winning in the last little stretch. Bullet-like kick to Bruce. Well set up there by Billings. And a head knock there. An awkward collision. Walters and Bruce running into each other. The Saints have got some real momentum behind them.
They have, and it's because on the back of winning the ball, contested possession, they've been able to take the ascendancy off Fremantle in that area, and that's created more outside run and better ball use in better positions for St Kilda.
And Bruce, he kicked a goal earlier on in this term, was trying to lift his side. He was calling for better body language. He was trying to drum up some energy in the Saints. But that's a terrible execution on the set shot. And it bounds on the full.
That's missed by 30 metres, perhaps.
Maybe he was feeling a bit groggy after the head knock.
Wow.
Huge leap and off hands, out of play.
It's actually harder to do what he did than actually... Anyway, he's got to move on from that, and then he'll want the next opportunity, and that's the thing with Josh Bruce. He thrives on having the ball in his hand, so we'll see what happens next time he gets it.
4.5 minutes to the half. Fife, good tackle, and ripped it away. Hill, high ball. Hogan wrestling in the one-on-one with Wilkie. Going in nice and closely, and the Saints will come up with it. McKenzie, Billings, Geary. High flyer from earlier. Lob, able to spoil that one away, but they will continue to run. Nunes ran into trouble though. Chira had him. Clark kicking quickly, only as far as Ryan, and he wants to release. And Fremantle just want to get it and go at every opportunity. Matera chips it up for Walters, but well read.
Well done, he's playing a great game, Jaron Geary.
His kick. And favoured St Kilda. They had two of them there, and that's a good set of hands from Parker.
He had to defend too, Geary, on that occasion. Had Michael Walters in front of him and Bailey Banfield over the back. Did a great job of reading the cue from the kick.
Parker drafted.
Great defence.
Out of South Fremantle. Turage getting his opportunity. Embry couldn't hang on there. Demand. Pearce. Back for Demand, running themselves into trouble. The pressure from the Saints has certainly lifted, and Freo not finding it as easy to get out of defence.
Nathan Brown has gone into the rooms for the Saints. He's been off the ground for over 12 minutes, so there was that the clash to his head, so there was a concussion test, but we're still yet to see, and that was 12 minutes ago.
Thanks, Dal. Contact with Jesse Hogan as they were trying to bump each other. But he'll be okay. Saints dominating their time in forward half in the last 10 minutes. Akers is going to send it back to the 50. Memory! Big grab under heavy pressure from Alex Pearce.
Great contested mark, Tim Memory. He's looked dangerous this quarter on a number of occasions, and that attack at the ball and then being able to stick it. Alex Pearce couldn't have been further up his backside and put more pressure on this mark, but brilliant grab.
Taking a deep breath. Composing himself before the shot. To kick it from outside 50. Not too bad from here through his career. This will really get the Saints back into it. That's a horrible shank. It was almost worse than Bruce's one, but it's going to work out okay because Billings has drifted in and taken a mark. Maybe it was a set play, Pat.
That's like one of those ones that every local club, you have the shot just before, as you're heading off the ground and heading into the change rooms, you have a shot from the boundary and you shank it and you say, oh, top of the square.
Well, it's worked out okay. It certainly wasn't what he meant. But this is a big kick. Billings is a man who has had issues with his goal kicking across the journey. He stabs at that one, but there's no problems with it. The Saints are right in it as we near the half.
That's been an inspired St Kilda. Here's the mark first from Billings, but it's been inspired St Kilda this back half of the second quarter. They've got on top around the ball, contested possession's been up, and they've really taken it up to Fremantle. Nathan Brown back on the sidelines getting a rub down. Looks like he's going to be okay to head back out there. Here's another look at it. Jesse Hogan just applying a bump as he was trying to clear some space.
Both trying to make contact with each other there. But Brown getting taken high by the shoulder of Hogan. But what a fight back this has been by the Saints. The margin just 6 points. It was up over 30 earlier on in this term. Mundy goes wide. Bouncing ball for Tabata. Now it's Fremantle that desperately need a goal. Walters, well, he flew about 15 metres off the play and about 15 minutes too early.
He's done that at both ends now, Michael Walters, having a very good afternoon, up to 16 disposals, but a couple of indiscriminate flyers for the footy.
Clark has to send it long. Plenty of Fremantle players there to fist the ball away and over the line. The game really has flipped on its head.
Yeah, credit to the Saints. They've really been able to sort it out themselves on the field. They haven't waited for the runner or half-time. The game was slipping away, but their last 10 or 15 minutes has been very impressive.
Marshall will get it forward. Membry battling with Pearce. Cherrett clean. The handball a little short. Kent tackled. Brayshaw after it. St Kilda just wheeling the ball forward. Gresham was slick. They get it through. They fire on goal, but it's wide. Dunstan not able to get that one on target.
Gee, that would have been a big blow for Freo. Saints have all the momentum. Dunstan just couldn't nail that one on the run, but gee, they're playing well.
Ryan, it's the Dockers that are looking forward to the halftime siren. That's a strong mark by Lobb.
One-on-one ahead of the play, you've got McCarthy.
Got some numbers here, Fremantle. McCarthy goes over the back. McGeary will mop it up. He's playing a good game. McKenzie, step back through the traffic. Cleverly done by Geary. Just to poke it on the boot. Marshall will keep it moving. High ball inside 50, but it was tailor-made for handling. So just 10 seconds to go. Ryan taking them on. It's dangerous stakes so late in the quarter, and in that position there's a good kick out to Tabata, and that will do it for the first half here at Optus Stadium. We have a real game on our hands. The Dockers leading it by just 5 points, but Matthew Pavlich, what a fight back it was by the Saints.
Yeah, they've been tremendous in the back half of this second quarter. They're able to get on top, in around the ball, move it effectively, and they looked a real threat as they went inside 50. They haven't had many of those, but did a really good job.
The Saints trying to keep their unbeaten streak going, but it's the Dockers leading it by 5 points at the half. Looking to keep their undefeated start to the season going. And the Dockers, they started so well, they'll be a little disappointed that let St Kilda back into it.
Yeah, well, the Saints, they had a lot of opportunities, the Dockers, in that second quarter. They just didn't execute with ball in hand going forward. As Rossline alluded to, the Saints really effective going inside their forward 50. A big second half coming up.
The second half underway. Fremantle and St Kilda from Optus Stadium, and the Dockers will get it out hill to Chera, who played a really good first half, and now Fife can get some space and send it long up to the 50. Well controlled by Brown. Good to see him out there after copping a head knock in the first half. Webster's kick smothered, and the ball out and will be thrown in.
It is good to see Brown back out there, taking place in the game. Body work on that occasion was fantastic. Just couldn't quite hold the mark.
Lobb and Marshall wrestling. Got a hand to it. Fife bumped off it by Dunstan. Dockers come up with it. Walters just checked his kick in short. Akers left it behind. Clean by Tucker. Walters will send it in. A high ball. Tabata. Good body work that time. Just protected the drop. And he can go back for the shot, or he's going to open it up. Wasting no time off the left boot. No worries.
A really good body work from Matthew Taberner. Michael Walters' kick in initially was a strange one. The little dink over to David Mundy worked out in the end. It was a quick kick in. He's just got his opponent beaten right there. Really strong body work, and then smart play to snap around early, close the angle, or open the angle up, should I say, and kick a pretty simple goal in the end.
Matt Tabata has made a good start to the season. He was one that was fighting for a spot. Brendan Cox gets injured. Taberner's certainly taking his opportunity.
He has worked his way into round one against the Kangaroos. His second half was tremendous and pretty good again last week.
So the Dockers get an early one in this third term. Mundy was clearing some space. Walters picking up where he left off in the first half, getting involved again. Chera, now Hill, skirting around the wing. Lovely old kick up towards Banfield, who couldn't hang on to it. Dunstan, able to escape. He blasts it forward, but there is no one there for the Saints, and it's gobbled up by Luke Ryan. Not much movement ahead of him. So he'll just control it up towards Taberner. Fisted away from him. Ross to do the roving. Up to the one-on-one. Bit of push and shove between Bruce and Hamling. Going in hard. It's good work by Nunes. Kept it moving. Kent about to be closed down. And kick up. And it's left behind. They're going to do really well here through Akers. Speeds Membry. And the Saints find a way through. And they get the immediate reply.
Well, sometimes when you think you're kicking the ball down the line, you're making the smart decision or the safe decision. That occasion, Luke Ryan sort of pulled his kick down the line and the Saints were able to pounce. Really smart work here from the Saints forwards. This is a good kick coming in from Kent, overrun by Hughes. Akers straight on the ground ball, and then a simple goal for Membry's second.
It's been good today, Membry, just getting in behind his direct opponent. Frustrations from Ross Lyon there. He's thinking they had the opportunities to clean that ball up, or at least get it out of play and not allow St Kilda to continue that run in behind their defence.
Fremantle doing well out of the middle. And they do it again here. Lob to Fife. And here's Hill. He's going to set a high one inside 50. Hogan's the target. He's wrestling. He's crunching it. Knocking it down towards Tucker. Matera squeezed to kick forward, but Billings back there waiting for it. Battle. Wide. It was a good kick too to Akers. Had to hit the target, and he did.
Really good kick. Jesse Hogan just struggling to find a bit of rhythm with his run and jump at the moment. Looking threatening out in the lead, but just when he's caught under the high ball, wondering what his plan of attack is at the moment.
Really awkward landing there for Lobb. His feet went out from under him. Hughes has got it half forward. He sends it into the pocket, and Geary chops it off.
He's been very good today, the skipper, reading the play very well, taking a number of intercept marks.
His kick up towards Marshall. Hughes had to stand in front of it, and he'll earn himself a free kick for his trouble.
Jesse Hogan was on again before Geary dropped in front of him, so his leading's really smart. He's getting to the right spots. It's just those last 2 or 3 steps for the high ball that's coming in. He has to prop and take a bit of pressure from an opponent.
Ryan will go wide to Hughes. Chips it up for Hill. They held up well here, Fremantle. So Hill try and generate some run. And it's a good switch into the middle of the ground. Wilson waiting for it. He's got Ryan running in support. Delays the handball to feed the defender, who'll send it into a congested forward line. Looking for the flyers. Taberner almost dragged it down. Banfield, Mundy, Walters. He'll skip clear. And he's tumbling that goal with Michael Walters lethal off that left.
He just got it high, Pav, and it just kept going. Didn't look like he hit that well at all, but the result counts, of course. Just got it up high and
A bit like you on the golf course. Sometimes you don't miss it that well, but it kind of ends up where it should be down the middle.
Not as often as I'd like, Pav, but you can see here, once he's able to, Mundy there, good in the contest, once he's able to reel onto that left side, he gets enough power on it to float it through. He's had a good game of footy, Michael Walters.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, Walsh. 21 disposals, had 16 kicks, and basically most have hit the target, kicked the 2 goals, leading the ranking points at the moment. Had a very good afternoon so far.
Having a big influence, Michael Walters. Freo fans packing out Optus Stadium. Enjoying the contest at the moment. And again, Fremantle out of the middle, dominating, but Steele's got Fife again. Now Parker under pressure. Ball sent forward. Nunes did really well. And here's Webster, who just sent it in short to Steele.
Great tackle by Steele on Fife. That hurt Fife as well a little bit.
He's coughed it up here to Fife. He won't like that.
Well,
Giving it to his direct opponent.
He had 3 options there.
he did. He did. He was stumbling off the ball a bit. Nathan Fife might have just been putting it on to just get a bit of free space, but he's definitely a bit sore, favouring that elbow that he had operated on only about 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Not wearing the sleeve today. Nat Fife on that elbow. Long kick by Ryan. Up the line, and Savage in front. Just read it the best.
Thank you. Thanks, Bailey. Hold there. Hold. Move it off.
It's good defence by Fremantle. They've really covered the ground well, got in position early, forcing the kick down the line.
Handling the spoil. Hitting it with pace was Dean Kent. He'll slip it back through to Gresham, who's so evasive, and he sends it long to the one-on-one. They wrestle down there. It fell short of everyone, and Pearce will just attack it, and he'll take off as well with a bit of dash. Conker, he's wrapped up. Pressure from St Kilda good. It spills through the legs. Gresham back to Kent, away to Nunes from 50. High ball, drifting wide, but Ryan gets back. And he's certainly been busy. That's mark number 10.
Yep, he's had a good game of football. He's controlled the back half really well for Fremantle, especially they're under a lot of pressure in that second quarter. The way St Kilda performed then with building pressure, getting repeat entries is how they scored in the second quarter of this game.
McCarthy crashed into the back of Tabata. Billings can then send it in, and strong hands from Pearce.
Nathan Fife still out there on the ground. Looks like he's trying to drift forward, so no real issues with that elbow, but who's on screen just got Geary minding him at the moment. He's drifted forward.
Ryan in the back pocket to Demand. Have to go long up the line again. It's a 2-on-1, favours Fremantle, but Marshall got a piece of it and sees it out of play.
Well, Michael Walters has also snuck forward, so the defenders and the mids for the Saints need to be organised and switched on, that they can communicate, because Fife will sneak forward, Walters will sneak forward, and Mundy will sneak forward at different times.
Del Santo down on the boundary. As Fife hacks a kick forward. And Tabata making an interchange almost. Grabs a drink on the way, just helps himself. Not wasting the energy. Good crowd in. Annual Purple Haze match for Fremantle. Supporting the Starlight Foundation. Always really well supported this match every year. Raising money. Trying to bring joy and laughter to sick kids. A really great cause. Here's Walters. Well, that was expertly done. Rolling and controlling it. Conker got a shove as he tried to get the kick away. Saints to pounce back onto it. Dunstan got it through to Gresham, and his kick off the outside of the boot is a clever one to Billings, who wants to keep it going. And Dean Kent on the stretch, no. Demand got a hand in there. Ball still in play. Kent soccers it forward. It's effective. Bruce shearing it around, but Loney left it behind. Bruce back in there to try and find it. They were just about to have a shot on goal there, the Saints.
Loney was just thinking left side, goal. I'm here.
Goal.
It's my opportunity. And he spent it. It was good play, though. Well done by Dean Kent as well. Spilt the mark off Billings, but kept that ball alive for St Kilda.
Strong hit out there from lob straight to Langdon. Off the hands of Battle. A couple of Saints spoil each other. Here's Brayshaw, who's been a bit quiet. Hogan wasn't aware of the tackler, and he's caught holding the ball. Webb still wins the free kick.
10 more tackles with Saints. Good example of it there. Talk about building the pressure. One of their mottos is they head out
Parker
there.
going for a huge fly. Not able to take it, Loney. And now Membry. Stolen away, he gave it, in fact, straight up to Hill. And this is where the Dockers want to try and run. The Saints have done well to shut them down. Fife, it'll open up this time, Conker. Brayshaw continuing to run now. McCarthy's got some space. Walters wants it. He's got 2 to beat down there, and Savage chops it off.
Kicking to a 2-on-1 inside 50 was the bad decision on that occasion from McCarthy.
Dangerous kick this one, but it was pinpoint. Marshall presenting. Wide for Steele. Hughes overcommitting. Still wanted to go. And now they will run. Sinclair with a bounce. Long handball over the top for Loney. Controls the kick nicely. Good vision up to Gresham, who wants to go straight away. The kick goes in towards Parker. He's got the size there opposed to Hill. Bruce had it, lost it. Kent in the pocket, out of play.
Intensity certainly lifted, Jono.
Yeah, it has.
Both teams really applying some pressure and heat to the footy. Saints have looked such a different side after about halfway through the second quarter.
Dockers dominating the stoppages. 8-0 in this term. Here's a forward one, and Billings crafting it, and copped a heavy bump from Hamling. Didn't get purchase on the kick. Langdon, Tucker, a clearing ball away. Saints have more numbers. Off the hands of Akers. Brown, Geary, back inside 50. The kick just short of Billings, who'd bounce back to his feet. He heard the voice. He'll get a push. Oh no, high contact. Free kick, St Kilda.
Yeah, definitely there. Nathan Fife just lunging at Billings as he handled the ball, fell on his back.
He'll handball it away, but it was a poor option. Battle was immediately under pressure, almost threw it away. Walters in there. The Saints somehow get it back. Dunstan a high ball, up to the 50. Knocked away from Gresham. Tucker fighting hard. St Kilda again with the numbers. Gresham, crafty. On the boundary line. Short kick is good. And Geary's got it on the 50. They want to mark inside the 50. And they'll skirt around the top of the arc. And Billings is further out from where he had the free kick just a few moments ago. And he's still looking for an option to give it away. Forwards looking to present. Billings is going to go for distance. Bruce and Membry down there. Too many Docker defenders to take a mark. And it's out of play.
Yeah, they're starting to build a lot more pressure. St Kilda. Billings kicked that ball 50-55. Then Hill coming off the ground. This could be big news for Fremantle.
Well, that Brad Hill incident happened about 4 minutes ago when he received that handball from one of the Saints forwards. He handballed it off and then got a clip in the thigh, so I'm expecting just a corky.
Still chance here for St Kilda. Clark after it, controlled it to himself, got it on the boot, tumbling ball to goal. Just wide.
What a great effort. Wasn't it a fantastic effort from Clark? Let's having a look at Brad Hill with that knee, or Corky just working through that at the moment. But he controlled the ball so well, Clark.
Ryan long out of defence. Fremantle have it at ground level. Tabner's kick off. Fife took a heavy hit there. And Battle went in strongly, and Fife maybe knocked out here. He took a strong hit to the head, and Fremantle players immediately calling for the trainers. Well, Fremantle superstars, you have a look at it.
Oh, head clash.
Clash heads.
Yeah.
And that will really hurt.
Don't play until I call play on. Just don't play until I call play on.
Oh, yeah.
He's in trouble.
So it's not the tackle.
The ground, no.
Yeah. Initially, I thought it was the tackle, the sling down, but it was the clash of heads there, and Fife was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they're trying to. They'll take all the precautions, obviously, on this one. He's trying to get up, but looks like as though they're trying to say keep down.
So Bradley Hill's off with a corky. Fife now has been knocked out.
Both players were going in so strongly. A warm round of applause from the Fremantle faithful, but it's tough to watch these scenes. Nat Fife trying to get carried off, but his legs are so wobbly underneath him.
Yep.
It's just incredibly brave that he's trying to get up, but the doctors, you could see, they were trying to keep him down so they could actually take him off. But that's a nasty one.
Crowd showing their appreciation.
So Walters now becomes the leader. He becomes the leader in the middle of the ground. He's the best player on the ground so far. He needs to take control in there. Chera might have to go back in there and play some more, and Dave Mundy's the other one now. They have to control around the contest.
Big incident right there. Falcon there for Clark. Tucker sends it inside 50. Sinclair up, lost it out in the back. Langdon looking to swoop. Was there contact to the legs? They all scramble in. Parker tried to dive on top of it. It's inside 50 for Fremantle. It's locked back in under the pack.
And when you see a skipper go down like that, it was a head clash, but it was a big moment. He didn't take his eye off the ball, Nathan Fife, so the players will certainly lift.
Hogan in the ruck. Akers knocked it away. Brayshaw looking to lift. Away to Langdon. Off a step. Across the face. And it's got to be marked. Matera, just more desperate than all of them. There was 3 Saints there, but Matera just wanted it. Now it's Brandon Matera's turn to try and lift his side. What a great individual effort from the small forward. He converts the goal.
A huge couple of moments for Fremantle with 2 of their absolute stars off. Nathan Fyfe in the hands of the doctors and the physios. They're going to take him downstairs to do the concussion test. Great finish by Matera, but Brad Hill and also Fyfe off the ground's a huge story. Here it is from Matera. What a great effort just to get there.
Yeah, huge effort.
So we've got Bradley Hill back on the field after suffering the corky. Here it is from Josh Bruce, gets blocked.
Yep.
Hard to see exactly what it was, just a bit of a flick to the knee, below the knee. Nathan Fyfe not happy, but all the doctors doing exactly the right thing, taking care of him.
Here go Fremantle again. Mundy after it. Geary in there. Conker. Got a little kick on it. Scrappy football to try and win. Still at the feet. Conker goes again. It's locked back in by Dunstan.
Brad Hill back on the ground for the Dogs, which is great news. He's had an ankle re-strapped. He's had the thigh looked at. All clear. He's taken his place back on the wing against Jack Noons.
Important player out there for the Dockers. There's Brad Hill. It's a strange sort of feeling over the game. There's a lot of talk going on out there at the moment, but with the superstar of Fremantle, Nat Fyfe, their skipper, out for the rest of the match with a heavy concussion. Fremantle trying to strike at the moment with their star out of it. Long up towards Hogan. Matera desperate after it again. Couldn't get there that time.
We've talked about Jesse Hogan a few times, Jono, but he has found himself under the ball on a few occasions.
Yeah, he has.
Shunted. He looks so sharp early with his leading patterns and his method, but just needs to find a bit more space.
Hogan rocking there. Nunes taken down. Hogan got it to Brayshaw. His kick goes wide. Got another boundary throw in.
There's another player, I think, who's lifted a bit. Andy Brayshaw didn't have much of the ball early on, playing across half forward more so today. Maybe he's the one for Fremantle that goes into the middle with Fyfe out.
Hogan front position. Marshall shoved him out of it after it. Collier. Hill was dispossessed. Sinclair. Nunes. Tough to get an effective disposal. Collier hoping to get something out of there, but Mackenzie's taking them on. And he'll release out into the path of Loney. Important one-on-one here. Hughes trying to get across, but Loney just beat him to it and knocked it to his own advantage. He's got some support. The handball just stayed too long in the air, but it's a push in the back. Brayshaw over-committing on the tackle. Parker wants to go. The Saints trying to move it. Loney ducking out of a tackle. Back with Parker again. They're going anyway, but forward at the moment, St Kilda. But they still have possession. Billings with the 1-2. Ross now can launch it. He wants an option inside 50. He'll send it wide. It's a good-looking kick, but Mundy saves it, knocking it away. Nunes thought he had a clear mark. Bruce off a step, working back. It's tight, but it's wide.
It was really well worked by the Saints. Freo had all their players back in the D50. The kick in from Ross was a good one. Just good defence, though, from Mundy. Had every opportunity.
And now Mundy's got it.
Oh, match up here. Walters, goal side.
Walters is quick. Mackenzie's coming across to help. And he did really, really well. He had to leave his man to get across.
He saved his ruckman there.
Yeah.
That's all he did. He got across to help.
A couple of his efforts today have been outstanding. He chased down Jesse Hogan in that second quarter. On that occasion, saved his ruckman.
6.5 till three-quarter time as Marshall clears that one. Bruce couldn't take it. Parker almost had it. Chera can mop it up. Hamling's long handball. Wilson crunched, but he slipped the tackle of Parker. Then he's desperate back onto it. Duman has it locked up, and we'll get a ball up. You can just sense the desperation in both sides at the moment. The intensity's up. There's no easy footy.
And really important stoppage here in St Kilda's forward half. They've been so good at it over the first 2 rounds of the season. Here's another opportunity to get it forward.
Marshall, good hit out. Ross, Clark. He got past the first, not the second. No free kick for holding the ball. Nunes goes high, inside 50. Cherish Spoil goes back into the traffic. Loney got it away. Membry able to control it. Big kick this. He unloads but misses. The Saints wasteful in the last couple of minutes.
Well, that's been their bread and butter, their real strength, their one wood, if you like, across the first 2 weeks, scoring from forward half stoppages. The Saints, there's another opportunity. Membry just got it inside, Jono.
Yeah, it was good play. I thought Loney was really sharp once again, and he has been the last 5 minutes. Added a bit of a spark here for St Kilda.
Long ball up towards Taverner, and Lobb drifting over the top. Taking a few good contested marks, but Marshall able to win it back for St Kilda with a smother off the mark. McKenzie pushes forward. He sends it in. Tough one to mark down there for Bruce. Ryan was good. Bruce was better. Did it well at ground level. Membry slips it through. There's Loney, and there's the goal the Saints wanted.
The initial contest from Bruce to halve that contest against his direct opponent kept the ball alive for St Kilda. The ball comes in, smother first from St Kilda, and then this ball here where it's 3v1 and Bruce wins it for his team.
Yeah, that one right there, that ground ball,
Yep.
That's a huge ground ball from Bruce. Great work in the end to share the ball around, but it's also the little things, just manning the mark effectively. Wins you the ball in the forward half.
Yep.
Margin back to 8 points. The Saints challenging again. The Dockers without their captain, who was knocked out earlier on in this quarter. Back in the middle. Walters trying to slip a tackle. He's trying to keep going for his side and get them moving forward. A tumbling ball up to the 50. Banfield up trying to knock it on cleverly. Didn't have the support he was hoping for. Savage always wanted the line, and he'll get a boundary throw in.
So let's have a look at this. Forward 50 stoppage it will be. No Nathan Fife out there, but Conker, Mundy, Walters all around the ball.
They're doing well to hang in. When you see a stat like that, when you're losing clearances by 12, St Kilda.
Brayshaw
13 now.
quickly into the pocket. Gain some territory and throw in a dangerous spot.
Well, it's been a really good tactic that the Dockers have used at centre square bounce in particular this quarter. Because the wingers both run a really defensive pattern, it actually leaves that winger free. It's been Hill, it's been Brayshaw that have all been able to get an uncontested possession, then get the ball going forward.
And they've kicked 6 goals from stoppages in this game, Fremantle.
Marshall front position. Clark trying to get the handball out. Won by McKenzie. A couple of important things here, but the kick from Steele out of play.
Yeah, it's a good pick-up, John. It's all well and good to win the clearance, but you've got to score from it as well.
Demand pumps it in long. Taberner flying through the pack. It spills out the back. Wilkie under pressure. Billings moved it quickly. And the Saints can try and launch here. Clark. Sinclair. Ross. And you're running in a wave, the Saints. Off half-back. He's got the short option up the wing. It's Membry.
Incredible work rate from Membry. He was on this side of the ground, charged across. 160, 170 metre sprint. Great forward play.
8 points, the Docker lead. High ball from Membry. He wants a flyer as Parker, who got plenty of air. Just unable to hang on to it. Tucker. Around his body and up the wing. Hogan had to go against 3. Membry brought it down. Billings was clean. Good step, Savage. Short Ross, not 15. They have to go, the Saints. They've got options through the middle. Wilkie's going to go long. He sends it wide and Steele will mark. He was tagging that 5 all afternoon. Now maybe a chance to get a bit of freedom. Steele with a high ball. Tough one to get under. Tough to mark. Parker stayed down. Gresham, so dangerous in this situation. Not this time.
The Saints are looking so much more dangerous, Jono, once the ball enters their forward half. Freo just a bit stagnant.
They're on top of the ground at the moment,
They
the
are.
Saints. Even when they worked that last ball out of defence, they had 5 or 6 players just go from the contest and get outside of Fremantle setup.
Wilson into the back pocket. Chair up. That's a bad execution. He's played a good game. And there's a mistake. gives St Kilda a chance to try and set up a score from here. Billings could even try the shot from a tight angle. He sees an option. Collier gets back to help. He fists the ball back into traffic. Pearce left it behind. Ryan, Wilson, desperate defending back there, but Wilson's kick drifts, wafts, and is out of bounds on the full.
It's smothered off the mark with Rory Lobb before. Cherry out in the full. That one on that occasion under pressure, but just some fundamental errors keeping the Saints right in it.
McKenzie tees it up. Bruce will want to fly. Fisted away from him. Tucker got it to Pearce. He dropped it. Parker, his kick wide. And peppering away St Kilda.
3 misses. When you look at Bruce's miss, Membry's miss, that one's a little bit more, that was more difficult, under a lot more pressure, but that's the difference at the moment. If they can nail a couple of those, the Saints to take the lead at 3/4 time, put themselves in a really strong position here.
The Dockers lead just 6. Important couple of minutes as Hogan stands up and takes a big mark at halfback.
Important contestant, Mark. They're looking to slow the game down a bit, but still penetrate, going forward with the ball.
Now Hill. He caught that knock earlier on in this term. Long up towards Taberner. Great courage. An excellent mark by Wilkie. Getting back. And now the Saints can go again. Here's Gresham trying to get past Mundy. He had battle there. Chera closed him down. Desperate after the football. Gresham in there again. It spills out the back. Conker quick. Hogan. They're being forced back here, Fremantle. Now Mundy's wrapped up and got problems. The Saints take it away. Clark inside 50. Poor kick. And another defensive intercept mark for Luke Ryan. You think it'd be tough not to miss him with the peroxide in the hair this afternoon.
He's done well. He's changed his look and he's played well. So he'll keep that.
Brayshaw's got it in his hands. Minute and a half to 3/4 time, and a mistake. It might open the door again. It was dropped by Collier. Sinclair gets it back. Around the body, Savage. Ryan sits underneath it. Couldn't mark it. Parker at ground level. Twisting, turning. He's got options. Gresham.
It's about 5 or 6 fundamental errors from the Dockers coming out of their back half that's really cost them. The Saints, to their credit, are playing very, very good football, but Ross Lyon will be thinking about the one that was touched on the mark, the out of bounds and the full, the drop mark.
15 gone.
Jay Gresham. Already kicked one this afternoon. They've missed a few here, St Kilda. This is a huge kick from that side angle, and it's terrible execution. We've seen it from a few of the Saints. Bruce, Membry, and now Gresham. They're key weapons. All with terrible shots on goal.
He ran towards the point post and didn't hit it great, so he's looking to obviously swing the ball right to left.
Fremantle trying to hold on to a lead at 3/4 time.
Yeah, they're desperate to get to that 3/4 time huddle and sort themselves out, aren't they?
They had to adjust after losing that 5. It's going to be a huge final term. Marshall couldn't take it. He's put their hands up. McCarthy had opened up. Walters was looking for the contact. Dunstan gathers. Short Nunes. Now Steele can get some space. Seconds tick away. They'll need to go quick, the Saints, if they want to get one before the siren. Long ball by Dunstan. They need a mark. It floats up to Ryan, who took courage to stand with Membry. Crashing into him. His body's scattered. There's plenty of bruises out there. Ryan looking to pick himself up. The Dockers have got some injury concerns. They're going to be without their star, without their skipper, as we turn for home here at Optus Stadium. Plenty on the line and a big final quarter coming up. It's the Dockers leading it by 6 points.
Heading into this last quarter.
The Saints trying to stay undefeated in 2019. The Dockers looking for a big final term to get back on the winners list. Great hit out by Lobb, straight down to Mundy. Lobb trying to get it away, but Ross will pinch it. The Saints will get the first inside 50. Eyeball demand. Excellent defensive mark. Into the side this week. And he blasts it along. McCarthy just nudging McKenzie out of it. McKenzie wanted the push. McCarthy took the mark. He sends it too wide, though. And it's been a similar pattern through the afternoon, some of the foot skills and the kicks going wide and out of play.
I think they'll work on that throughout the week. McCarthy and Hogan out wide, and a few times McCarthy's had that opportunity to hit Jesse Hogan up on the lead and has put it out in the full.
Still just ironing out the kinks in that new combination. Up the wing, Conker. Able to weave his way through. The kick was effective, albeit at a little unusual. Tucker up towards Taberner front position. Walters knocked it into the path of McCarthy. He's wrapped up by a couple.
Got to be careful there. Jack Steele went to the back of the contest. Walters sitting at the front, and that's where he's most dangerous. You've got to go with Michael Walters.
Marshall wrestling with Taberner. Down to feet, tunnel ball out. Ross around his body. Jaman too tall there for Gresham. Able to spoil it away to the line. And we'll get a boundary throw in.
Another player I think can lift for Freo is Rory Lobb. Jono had a pretty good battle with Marshall in the ruck, but only had the 8 disposals. Kicked a nice goal in the second quarter, I think it was, but needs to lift a bit.
Here's Mundy. Ross, he's certainly getting busy. Dunstan. Up the wing. A push there from Bruce. He got rid of Hamling, and he was able to take it. A high ball. It's a 2-on-2 at the 50. Crucial contest. Chera waits underneath. It's knocked down to Kent. He's twisting, turning, skipping clear, sending it long. Loney getting back, but Chera recovered. And he's able to see it through for a behind. The Dockers wasting no time to bring it back in. Tucker, he had to wait for it. Billings went to ground. It allows Tucker to get it and go. Taberner's calling for it long. He sends in that direction, and he almost takes a strong mark. Collier following up. Got his boot to it, but there's no Freo there. Taken by Steele. Strong work off the ball by Brown. Kick up the wing. Collier into the action. And he will win a free kick here. He is wrestling with Geary, and the Saints skipper infringed.
Well done by Collier. If Jack Steele just had a stepped corridor, the whole game would have opened up. He had players on the teammates on the other side of the ground that he would have been able to use instead of coming back and working through the trouble for the Saints.
Conker, a high one. Numbers favour the Saints. Hogan was rising. Wilkie involved. Matera gets a great goal in the third quarter. Hogan gets clear. High one to the top of the square. Tall timber down there for Fremantle. It'll bounce. It just sat on its end. It wouldn't roll through for the Dockers. And eventually it's seen through for a behind. How fickle the Sharon can be. It wouldn't roll on. It was kept back in play by Taberner, but not able to convert a goal there, Fremantle. Kick out wide. Steele, he was up. Brayshaw loops it over the top, allowing Mundy to run onto it. Back to Brayshaw. Now some running support. Tucker short to McCarthy.
Sharp step from Tucker to get back onto his left side.
And then just really smart ball use. I think when you step like that, you're inside 50. Sometimes you can look long and think goal or potentially top of the square, but fantastic to keep his composure and hit up Cam McCarthy.
Cam McCarthy has undergone a fair transformation heading into this season. And this is a huge kick. Dockers lead it by 6. Terrible off the boot. And it's intercepted by Marshall. So it's contagious out there. The Saints have been guilty. And now it's the Dockers' turn. Wilkie back pocket. Battle. Long to Dunstan.
Well, that's the switch that the Saints have been trying to invent all game. This is the unfortunate part, because it's a slow play. The Dockers' defence is now in line. They're going to kick to an out number.
Akers had to go. Hogan got back into his path. Brayshaw. Chera controlled it. Banfield. Mundy about to be run down, but he took his time and he hit the target. Taberner looking up, wanting an option. He's going to go long. And he's looking for Lobb, who hands to it. Matera waits down. A classic crumbing goal from Brandon Matera.
And that's all you have to do sometimes as a big ruckman or key forward. Just make a great contest, like Rory Lobb did. Well, the kick wasn't really to his advantage from Taberner. Fantastic ball used from David Mundy coming in, and so was the kick from Cher. A bit of class there coming out of the back half, but here's Lobb out of the screen. He shoves Wilkie out the way, and then magnificent front and square from Matera.
Well, there, Matera, his eyes lit up. As soon as his direct opponent went to the contest in Webster and wasn't able to affect it, he was thinking, you beauty, if this falls my way, it's going straight through. He's kicked a couple of nice goals in this game.
Making the most of his opportunities, and the important first goal of this final term goes Fremantle's way. Lobb trying to lift. It was a dangerous swinging boot. Savage bore the brunt of the football, but he stopped it going forward. There's Brad Hill getting a bit of treatment. He copped a knock in that third term. Mundy juggling it, extracting it, hoping for an option. And he hooks it back towards Taberner. Banfield in there as well. Matera had hands on it. Hogan's handball only finds Brown. It's shot out by hand by Nunes. And Steele is full of run. He's going to drive the ball up towards the 50. Bruce trying to put the body work on. He cleared some room. Membry was held. Free kick to the Saints. He's going to give it back to Membry.
They're out here, the Saints. Gresham. I just couldn't get it there in time.
Numbers screaming for it inside 50. Membry hung on to it. And now he needs a big mark. It's sent long. Sinclair could spoil away by Hughes. Langdon on the up. Lobb just about run down. He did get it back to Langdon. And Fremantle will escape out of defence momentarily, but it's turned over. Membry's got it back. The Dockers by 12. Without their captain in this final term, the Saints are going to push forward again. Hughes up, couldn't take it. Bruce trying to claim it. Ross in there fighting for it. Brayshaw, Conker trying to clear. Clark gathered, back to Savage. He's a long kick. He can drill it. He can send it long. Savage right to the line, but Long getting back. And behind the result.
Couple of huge contests from both teams. Andy Brayshaw's attack on the ball this quarter has been tremendous. Rory Lobb back with a fight. Both teams up for this fight.
Here's what Wilson is looking at as he tries to find a target out of fullback. Banfield in front. The mark will be paid to Savage. Standing tall in amongst a number of players. And another inside 50 coming up for the Saints. He just lays it up, looking for the leap as Membry was there. Steele at ground level, trying to get it clear. Fremantle have numbers. Mundy wrapped up. Conker lost it. Bruce trying to squeeze it out. Well done, Pearce. And now Ryan.
Yeah, excellent from Fremantle there to exit defensive 50 with the Saints putting everything into that
Banfield
play defensively.
Such a long time. It wasn't 15 to Hogan. He goes dangerously back into the corridor. Big ball here. Wilson trying to win it. Brayshaw went in hard, as did Loney. Mundy there, clearing ball to half forward. Walters in front. Couldn't mark. Banfield in support. Fremantle trying to get something clean moving forward. Great step by Walters. Handball through to Lobb. Looks up. Finds a target. Matera!
The Walters' second effort in that passage of play, that was the standout. When you have a look back, it was and Brayshaw actually, he competed well again to make it a 50-50 ball at half back. But on the transition, the Walters handball that got to Lobb, who then finished it inside 50 with a nice kick to Matera.
He's really lifted his work rate, Rory Lobb.
Yeah, you called for that.
Touched the ball deep inside 50. Now he was the link in the play, so had a good couple of minutes, Rory Lobb.
Dan McKenzie just coming from the ground from a blood rule. That's what the stoppage in play is for.
So Brandon Matera suspended. A hangover from last season in round one. Left out of the side in round two. No Ballantyne in the team. So Matera is stepping up to the plate and kicking a big goal.
He talked about it before, perhaps taking or making the most of his opportunities. A couple of efforts here from Michael Walters was outstanding. The big step and the hand pass to get Rory Lobb in, and This is why they want him playing. He uses the ball really well as a ruckman. They want him getting forward and delivering the ball inside 50. He's pumped up. The fans are pumped up. Rightly so.
So 3 on the bench for Fremantle. No Nat Fyfe, who was knocked out in a brutal head clash in the third quarter.
They've stood up as a group, though. 44 disposals to 25 so far in this last quarter. Darcy Tucker, Dave Mundy leading the way for Fremantle.
A Freo chant around Optus Stadium. The Saints aren't done with yet. A handball from Clark, almost turnover, spiked forward cleverly by Banfield. Matera was too quick for Walters. He's taken high.
He finally gets one. He's been working for a free kick all day, Michael Walters. He gets one here.
Get another look at it. Going down low. Awkward contact there from Clark. Walters in short. The margin's 17. The Dockers with the momentum at the minute. Conker just hoiks it high into the pocket. Tabata almost couldn't take it. Langdon doing the roving. He sets it back up to the top of the square. Good mark, Marshall. Lob was careering towards him, but he held onto it. Now he has to go. He kicks wide, making steel work, and he stretches. Takes it nicely.
Type of player you'd like running down the race with, I reckon Jack Steele gives his absolute all every week.
Long up the line. Membry is there, but Pearce, strong mark. Both sides been intercepting well. Here's short to Conker. Former Tiger. I went a half four. This is for Hogan, but through his fingertips. It was uncontested in the end. I think he was expecting someone to come and crunch him. Ball up the wing. Here's Membry. St Kilda need to find a goal. Long two, a 2-on-1. It favours the Dockers. Pearce and Bruce working hard, and the Dockers defender played it very well.
We've spoken about it all day, Pav. Jesse Hogan just getting under the ball when attempting to mark. Just hasn't got his timing right. He's worked hard again and he's picked up a number of disposals, but that marking aspect to his game, which can be a real strength, it's just been a little bit off today.
Sensational evening for football in the West. Everyone treated to a tough contest this afternoon. Brown, Ross, hoping for a mark inside 50. Akers sends it long. Tailor-made for Hamling. They've got good protection. Able to take it uncontested.
Well, we're still trying to work through exactly what the boards mean when they're held up on the bench. The Saints are holding up a big green sign. I think that means kick 3 or 4 goals in the next 15 minutes.
Go.
You always have to crack the Da Vinci Code down there to try and figure out exactly what is going on. Here's Collier. 9.5 minutes to go. Up towards Lob. They brought the ball to ground in between two, and it allows Fremantle to continue to move. Handball by Banfield. He just missed Mundy. And it'll be a boundary throw-in.
You can see Banfield just wanting to give the ball to a senior player and someone who they love the ball in the hands of, but just need to get that one forward on that occasion.
Lob too big there for Akers in the ruck. And spills the way of Parker. Slippery, but collared by Brayshaw. Important tackle.
He's lifted, had a big second half. This will be disposal 12 in this second half. It's been his attack on the ball and his tackling ability, Jono, really impressive this second half.
Hill, long, Hogan, great body work. Just a little rusty trying to take the mark. Ross, Tucker, dispossessed. Dunstan in there scrapping for it. The throw is paid by the umpire off the play, and it's going to go the Dockers' way. It was hard to spot through the traffic, but Banfield will get the free kick. He's unsure about the distance, so he just sets it up. Taberner's got 4 to beat. It brought to ground, but it's all St Kilda. Steele clearing it away. Important one here. Dane Kent's quick. Ryan just checked his run. Pearce Into the pocket, over the back. Walters, no, standing tall. Battle claims it in the hands.
I thought the call was spot on as well. Perhaps it was going over the top. But Josh Battle, big mark.
They all almost went underneath it. St Kilda have it back on the wing. Kent, Bruce, Pearce, a big tackle. Billings wrapped up. And the seconds tick away. There's still plenty of time. The Dockers lead it by 17. And the fans showing their appreciation for the effort. Both coaches looking pretty composed in the box at the minute. Lobb wins it clean out of the ruck. Sends it long. Brown the spoil. McKenzie with some dash. And continue to go savage. Got it from Battle. Banfield in there. It's a scrappy way forward for the Saints, but it might work out. Gresham, it's still scooting forward. Parker, he'll knock it on. They've just wheeled this, the Saints. Ross on, great work, Brayshaw.
Yeah, excellent again.
A heavy bump to clear and win possession for his team. Chera, Lobb, Tucker, Banfield. Now Fremantle building a chain. The kick out into the path of Collier. Here's a speedster, the former Bomber, skipping and scooting away, but the kick is wayward.
Really good body work from Jesse Hogan. Got in the way of Nathan Brown, shifted him out of the way, allowed Collier all that space to run into, just couldn't nail the goal.
The Saints really need to go. 7 minutes 13 on the clock. They trail by 3 goals. It's a dangerous ball, but it's okay.
Got to step inside. Need some corridor ball here. Quickest way home.
McKenzie. Long up the wing. Dockers numbers. Free kick though, St Kilda. The arm was being held. They won't be able to take the advantage. The ball had stopped, so it'll be brought back to Bruce.
He's tried very hard today, Bruce. He hasn't had a lot of the ball. Hasn't impacted the scoreboard hugely, but he's been out there competing really hard all day.
Saints haven't been able to kick one in this final term. Long to the wing, Nunes. And to Wilkie. He's going to set it up. A high ball towards Marshall. Ryan got front position. Hughes was waiting for it. Hogan. Brayshaw. Poor execution.
Well, been impressed with Luke Ryan's game again. He's the one that the Dockers are trying to free up. He'll man up if he has to. If not, he's the first to roll back and support in the air.
29 disposals for Ryan, highly ranked on the ground.
22 kicks at 91% efficiency.
Almost involved there again. Brayshaw out of defence and another terrible kick. 2 consecutive kicks from Brayshaw, 2 out of bounds on the full.
Well, we said earlier that Ryan might have been looking for some Brownlow votes with the new look.
It's worked.
He's got to get some votes today.
Ross Lyon may let him keep the haircut if he continues to play like this. Big pack up. Bruce was flying. Lobb in there as well. Sockers are clear. Conker, Mundy, back for Lobb. And he set it out of bounds on the full. This is unbelievable.
I think they're looking for Pav up here in the commentary box.
Not much the coaches can do about that.
You're no good coming up here, Jono.
So the Saints get another inside 50 possibility here. They'll retreat instead. Battle. Now Webster. He can go from a central position. This is a really dangerous ball going in. Bruce sandwiched between about 4 Dockers. Off hands. And it innocently goes across for a behind.
Let's have a look at a few of these. That's just a good old shank from Brayshaw. That's a little tougher from Lobb, and yeah, the coach's not happy.
No.
Phone just getting a bit of treatment in the coach's box. You can understand his frustration. McCarthy competing well. Opens up for Webster, Sinclair, Billings, Parker. And he can go back to Webster, lowered the eyes, wants the target, but Hamling in front.
Well played, Hamling.
Talked about Luke Ryan before, up to 30 disposals now. That's a career high, so as Nick D'Alessandro pointed out, they're trying to free him up as much as they can if the St Kilda forward goes really high, but he's also done pretty well defending as well today.
Off the back of the pack, Saints can try and retrieve it. Loney, Steele, he runs into trouble. They try to take Banfield on. Two tough customers there, and the young Docker wins out.
Fire, not 15, fire.
Short, not 15 to Hill. And he went way too short, chopped off to Webster. Nunes did well to recover.
Got a goal here, the Saints.
High ball, they've got some numbers here. If it gets over the back, knocked in Membry. Here's the goal coming up. St Kilda was searching for Gresham from the goal square. The Saints are still alive.
Well, like the Dockers did in that third quarter, turn the ball over in their forward half. Had a number of outside kick out in the fulls, but that one from Brad Hill, the short to a 50-50, the turnover, there it is. And then, rightly so, the Saints just go, they have to score. That one's a dangerous kick, but it comes off well. And then
Front square here from Membry.
Yeah, it was really good. A 3-on-2 in your forward half. Gresham gets ahead of the play. Gives them a sniff.
Yep, Gresham played that really well. He knew that Membry was there, front and centre. So, go goal side and absolutely seal the goal. And the green sign's still up, so it's go. Go, 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 the Saints.
Well, they have to go with 4 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. They trail it by 11. Fremantle without their skipper out there. Working hard is Walters, who's been one of the Dockers' best. Conker trying to give it back, he's fumbled. Tucker now under pressure. Strong tackle, Nunes. It'll be locked up.
You can see what Conker and Walters were trying to craft. They just couldn't quite execute it.
That's old school midfield work from Walters. The lollipop over the top.
Marshall won it down. Steele got it moving. Nunes a clean pickup and sends it up towards the 50. Gresham wrestling with Ryan. Dockers with the numbers. Bruce gave the contest. Kent kicks it on, heading towards the goal. Another toe poke, but he just couldn't get it to roll the right way.
That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do with 3.5 to go, perhaps. Take the game on, explode from the stoppages, get it forward, create some havoc. Nathan Wilson was an extra number off the high half forward, but when the ball comes in that quickly, it's hard to defend.
Ryan with the footy. He'll have to kick long to a contest. Marshall presenting, hands to it. Mundy weighted down, releases Collier with a handball. He just kicks to space. The chase is on. Savage is quick, will get there first. He'll get past Collier, keeps it in play. Wilkie involved. Dockers pressing, boundary line looming. Brown sees it out.
Great work rate from both teams to push over Savage's ability to... Oh, it's red.
Stop.
You got green and red.
Just stop the contest.
The traffic light system in full effect at Optus Stadium. Fremantle trying to hang on. The Saints trying to get it and go. Sinclair after it.
Just sharing boards down there on the bench.
Collier after it now. Brayshaw trying to set up Tucker. Down the ground, free kick advantage is paid. McCarthy off his step. That would have sealed it.
Oh, Hogan in the goal square.
The face. Hogan was waiting. Margin 11. Saints back in possession. Under 3 minutes to go.
Nick now said, is that green still up? They've got to go through the middle here, surely.
Well, this is where the players' responsibility comes in. They need to have game awareness. This is leadership and an understanding of the time pressure. I agree with what your comments were earlier. This needs to go straight down the middle.
Membry goes long, but Luke Ryan, who has been the intercept king in defence for the Dockers this afternoon, takes another great mark.
There's still plenty of time, really, for the Saints. They don't have to panic and just kick it haphazardly down the ground, but if they can coordinate something that's through the corridor, that's the quickest route home, obviously.
2 goals in 2 minutes for the Saints. The legs will feel heavy for Fremantle. They've been down a player since Nat Fyfe was knocked out in the third quarter. Hill with a high ball up to the 50, gaining territory for the Dockers. They'll be happy if it's at that end of the field and they get a boundary throw-in.
Boundary throwing is not too bad for St Kilda, though, because at least it gets back in 18 to 20 metres, the throw-in. So if they can manufacture here through Marshall a clean hit, see Seb Ross on his hip there, they're a chance to escape. Shallow throw
over the back. Well done, Marshall. Ross taking them on. He opens it up to Dunstan. Slips it back through to Savage. They want to go through the middle. Important ball here. Langdon was crunched. It was well done by Billings to keep it moving. Dunstan gets it clear. The Saints have an opportunity. They want to go. Gresham was off. Allowed to retain it. High ball goes inside 50. Membry getting back. Bruce there as well. It hits the deck. Not cleared yet by Fremantle. It hit boundary side. gathered by Steele, in the pocket, wants a target, Nunes, Ryan crunched him.
Smashed him.
Arriving late, and Fremantle will get away. He has been resolute in defence, Luke Ryan. McCarthy, strong up when they needed it.
Luke Ryan, stand up, which you have done all day. Big spoil here, saves the day. Numbers around the contest and a big mark by McCarthy on the way out.
Long ball up to Hogan. Time a real enemy now, the Saints, but they win it back. Billings, Geary, McKenzie are inside the last minute. Fremantle hanging on. It's up towards Akers, who runs out of room. And the Dockers.
The opportunity was with Membry, who had the jump. The last big inside 50 for the Saints. He couldn't get his timing right.
So Fremantle playing with 7 players behind the football. Matthew Tabernar's gone around the ball. Luke Ryan, Nathan Wilson trying to free himself up as well.
Marshall in front. Knocks it down to the front of the pack. Dunstan hacked out of there by Langdon. Geary was after it. Ross put his head over it. Billings will send it inside 50. High ball into the pocket. They need a mark at handling. And the defenders working overtime in this final quarter for Freo.
Well, there's Tabernar. He's gone behind the ball. Great punch and spoil out from Hamley.
58 spoils in the match for the Dockers. Just 19 seconds remaining. They've fought hard, the Saints. At time becoming their enemy. Maybe if they could snatch one here out of the pack, it is a goal. Maybe there's still some life. Billings able to get it on the boot, and this next set of clearance is going to be huge.
Wow. Big goal there.
What a great stoppage goal. Where's Billings? He's right at the back there, and Darcy Tucker, he just ambling his way through. Tucker lets him go, and that's a great finish.
I'll tell you what, the
Sets up.
pressure comes back to the ump now. He has to bounce this proper and true, because if it's a recall, we'll lose 2 seconds off the clock. So, Team Margetts, he's got the experience. He's got to put this up straight.
6-7 at this end, so it'll be a
Big set of outs here.
So we've got both Fremantle wingers, Brad Hill.
It's
It's a warning for the...
St Kilda warning, so you need to go one around.
Perhaps a deliberate
What
What have they got?
Gotta wait for
warning
the time, Luke.
as the players get set.
Oh, they've only got 5 defenders.
So
Yep.
we've got Ed Langdon playing very deep on the right-hand side of your screen there. So is Brad Hill on this near wing.
The 6-6-6 rule. It's hell for coaches, but it's heaven for footy fans when it gets deep into the match. And they can't get numbers
throw
behind
up.
the ball.
Smart.
It's thrown up straight away. Marshall knocked it down, but it's the Dockers that get the clearance and send it forward. McCarthy is marked. There was a free kick to St Kilda. Time is almost up. That'll be enough. It has gone. And the Dockers hang on. The Saints were gallant. They challenged all afternoon, but Fremantle, without their captain, late in the match, able to hang on in a thriller by 5 points.
What a game, Pav. Turned into an absolute ripper the last 5 minutes, with St Kilda are able to get themselves back into it. Down to the last 8 seconds, the umpire decides to throw it up instead of the bounce, which I think will be discussed definitely throughout the week. Do you think that was the right decision to be made from an umpiring point of view?
Well, look, I think they had trouble all day getting it right, so I think it probably was the right thing. I'm not sure what the absolute rationale is in terms of if they've been bouncing it poorly, so we throw it up instead.
Yep.
Here's the replay. As the umpire, you've got 7 St Kilda forwards.
Yep.
The Fremantle players were desperate. Must have been the only time it was Billings, so that's why the warning was paid. But
that's right.
What an epic game, and a great way to finish as we head down to Nick Dalsano with one of the stars.
Well, Sonny, what a place to play football. What a win. You've had a huge week. You've come from the other side of the country. You travelled overnight to get ready for today. Hard-fought win.
Oh, it's an unbelievable win. I mean, as you said, it was a hard-fought win. We knew St Kilda weren't going to drop away. We knew they were going to keep coming, and after half-time, it's a credit to them. They're a young group as well, and for them to fight it out the way they did, it's a great effort.
Tell me about that last centre square bounce. I think the AFL will be back there in Melbourne. They'll be thrilled with the way that last one had to set up with a 6-6-6. What was the message in the midfield, knowing that you couldn't get that support defensively?
Yeah, no, it was just more man-on-man, lock it in, and, it was hard missing Fifey. We knew what sort of bull he was in there. But today was a team effort. We all needed to stand up in there, and we found that Dave, Conks, and also Adam Cherub, all those boys that went into the midfield, played their role.
You stepped up last week, a little bit quiet, played more forward, but Rossi's freed you up back into the midfield.
Yeah, definitely. Footy's a tough game, as you know. When you get someone locked down on you, it's hard to play footy. So it was good to get that freedom back again, and it was good to get the win.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.